Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. Shatanice Reese here. And today we are on day 12 of our 14 days of resume and interview tips. And today we are talking about what to wear when you are invited in for that interview. Very, very exciting topic. And we are winding down. We only have a couple more days left in our 14 days of resume and interview tips. I'm going to miss you all. I'm going to have to find something else to talk about. So if there are other topics that you'd like to explore or other questions that you have for me, let me know. And you may just see those questions or topics in a next Facebook Live video. So I'm Shatanice Reese, your 20-year HR professional, and I want to share with you some tips on interviewing as well as resume tips. If you have not seen the previous videos, definitely check me out on YouTube under Shatanice Reese or on my Facebook page, which is the Super Extraordinary Mom LLC business page. All right, today, what to wear. So you have been invited in for the interview. Again, applause, applause, applause. If they have invited you in, that means they believe you can do the job. And so they're trying to see if you have the right fit. So definitely ask the person who is inviting you in for the interview what the attire is and pay attention. My newfound colleague Roxy over at Google was sharing with us at a recent conference that at Google it's pretty relaxed. And so they tell their interviewees to dress comfortably, to dress in a relaxed format. And yet you still have people who will show up in a full suit. So that is not following directions. So key number one is to ask the person who has extended the interview to you, what is the appropriate attire? And listen. And if you are not certain or you can't get an answer from that particular person, then I encourage you to err on the side of dressing conservatively. I've conducted this workshop before and people have asked, well, I want to be able to be me. I want to be my authentic self. And I certainly appreciate that. What I want to encourage you to do is absolutely be your authentic self, but keep in mind, you don't want anything on you that's distracting. So for example, these earrings that I have on, some might say these are larger than just, small, either studs, pearls, but I would say that they're small enough and yet add enough character that they're not distracting. Now, if you have the larger earrings and there are lots of colors, that can be distracting. And so you don't want to take anything from you and what you may be saying. And so the same holds true for how you are dressed. So I always encourage individuals to wear what they feel is comfortable. Someone asked me, well, can I wear a red suit? I wouldn't necessarily advise that as your first go-to color, but if you feel comfortable in red, and again, the key is to check with the person the recruiter, the hiring manager, whomever is extending the interview. What's the culture there? What's expected? What's the attire? Because you don't want to stick out. You're trying to encourage them to see you as someone who will fit into their culture. So would walking in with the red suit on, would that fit in their culture, or would that be an easy, this is just not going to work? So again, keep that in mind. We also, when I'm advising individuals on getting ready for their interview, we talk about not wearing perfume or cologne because there are a number of environments that are sensitive to fragrances. So you don't want to have your interviewers walking into the room and they're choked up, they're sneezing, they can't breathe because of the fragrance that you have on. So not having any fragrance on at all is certainly a safe way to approach it, or something extremely, extremely light. But I would be very, very careful because, again, it can cause allergic reactions. And that's a good question to ask the person who has invited you in. Are there any fragrance codes or policies that are in place? So we talked a little bit about accessories in terms of the actual attire. Men can wear the traditional suit if that's what's required for that role, or, you know, a nice button-down shirt, collared shirt, polo shirt. You can certainly add a tie. You want to stand out, but again, not in a way that's distracting. Make certain that the pants are actually fitted, and if you're wearing a belt, that the belt is actually working for you, and that you're not sagging in any way. And then for women, I think women look awesome in powerful pantsuits. So I'm not saying all women have to wear skirts or dresses or anything like that. Again, the key is wear what you feel most comfortable in a professional setting. I need to make certain I'm clear about that. In a professional setting, what will make you put on your best foot forward? You're shining. This is your time to shine. So, if you need to go and purchase, brand new dress or brand new pantsuit, some type of combination thereof, do it. Because again, you want to feel comfortable, you want to feel confident, and you want to exude, this is me. You will be missing out if you don't hire me. And make certain that your shoes are nice and clean and polished as to the best of your ability. I know not everyone has the resources to go out and buy all new things, and that's okay. The key is to make certain that you're clean and that there isn't anything that's soiled on you. Now, let's say you get a cup of coffee right beforehand, and oops, you spill it on your entire front of yourself. Some people may say, cancel the interview and try another day. Other people may say, hey, turn that into a positive. You can use that to your advantage and explain, I was consuming coffee and had an issue, but I'm still here, and I'm not going to let that detract me from getting the opportunity. And I also want to make certain that you are mindful of your nails. If you make certain that they're manicured, clean. Now, of course, if you're applying for a job which requires you to work with your hands, that's totally different. But you're just trying to be attentive to all various aspects of yourself. And okay, Shatanice, what about the hair? So we live in an environment and a society where expressing yourself in terms of different hairstyles is absolutely appropriate. I always advise individuals just to make certain that it's clean and it's neat, whether you have it out naturally, whether you have it, for those who relax their hair, whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable, just make certain that it's neat. And again, check the culture, check to see, what is typical there at that particular company. And it also depends on your role. So if you have a public-facing role, you really have to be mindful of what is the image that company is wanting to project or portray to their clients. I had someone ask, what about the nose rings? I would caution against those. I tend to be more on the conservative side, but again, it really depends on the role for which you're applying and the culture at the company. So it's incumbent upon you to ask as many questions as possible so that when you come in, you are presenting your authentic self. Because what you don't want to have happen is you come in as one person, and then once you get the job, you are completely and totally opposite than what they expected. You'll have the company feeling like they were sold a false bill of goods. And in terms of tattoos, it depends on the company culture and the role for which you're applying. So I've seen tattoos that have been tasteful. They've also been hidden. It really depends on that company's policy. Some companies will not allow tattoos, or they have to be hidden. You can't see them at all. Good question to ask, because you definitely want to make certain you understand what's expected of you before you walk in. All right, so let me see. We've talked about the hair, we've talked about the accessories, and you can wear necklaces. We've talked about what to wear on your body in terms of men and women, and we've talked about shoes. Last thing. If you typically wear bracelets on your hand or on your wrist and they make a lot of noise, I would caution against that. Why? Because if you are talking and you see how I'm moving my hands, if you're moving your hands, that's going to be distracting and people won't be able to hear. So you leave the bracelets at home or in your car, and then you can put them back on when you get back in your car. So that's essentially it for today. Again, today is day 12. So excited that you've been with me on this journey. Tomorrow, day 13, we will talk about the types of interview questions, behavioral or situational. So you don't want to miss out. And my name is Shatanice Reese. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a fantastic Sunday. Take care. Bye.